Hi guys, and welcome back to Pretty Much Rambling. I kind of wanted to talk about letting go of the version of you that no longer exists. Now, this is quite interesting because I have changed a lot over the years, and I can think of like all of my different eras. Like, I was once upon a time dressing in all black, calling myself emo, and I've had so many different phases, and I'm starting a new phase in my life, it feels like, and I kind of just want to walk you through that. I also want to walk you through like how it is to like let go of the person that I once was and like who I am now. Okay, I've done a little bit of stalking of myself, and I thought, because I'm religious, I am religious, but I was really bad at following Christianity. And I feel like I mentioned and touched on this subject in my last podcast episode. If you haven't watched that, please do go watch it. It's somewhere within the playlist, the podcast playlist. It's somewhere in there. Please do go watch it. But I looked back at some photos, and these photos are from before I was at church. And the only way that I can describe how I looked is dull and void and lifeless. And then when I went to church, I've got all these photos of me at church, and I look like I have light in my eyes. And while that could also be to do with the weather, because British weather is not very good, it's apparently rained every single day of 2026 in England. So that's how bad the weather is. It is currently February 15th. February 15th, and we have not had a day without rain. So that's kind of insane. But I did kind of want to touch on the fact that maybe it was summer, but I do feel like it had a lot to do with my beliefs. I feel like God saved me, if you get what I'm trying to say. Like he came in and he brought life back into me. I strayed away from faith, and that wasn't very good for me. And I look at myself now compared to the person that I was before church, and I see so many similarities, and then I see the person that was at church and I see so many differences in terms of like how positive I was. Not very good, right? So I kind of had to let go of the past selves, and I'm trying to create the person that I want to be and the person that I want to become in future. Like I want to become somebody better, and I've had to reflect on all of my past versions of myself and go, "Oh, which one would actually benefit me, and like what would make me be who I want to be?" Like if you somewhat get what I'm trying to talk about. And recently I've started getting into more projects because past Beckers have had projects. Like, I used to absolutely adore playing guitar. I really liked skateboarding for a while back in lockdown. I also really enjoyed painting, just art in general. Like, I used to have so many hobbies, and it's kind of fallen off of the wagon, I'm not gonna lie. So I've tried to start new projects. Now, the projects that I am on about, obviously, I do YouTube and I do podcasts, hence the microphone and me speaking to a camera and microphone and you guys behind the camera. But I really like music, and I stopped doing music. Why? I don't know. I stopped though. And fast forward, it was to like Friday last week, I think, which was the day that I was supposed to be recording my podcast episode for last week, hence why there was no episode. Whoopsies, might be. But I went to George's house, and George and I created a few songs, and like he taught me how to like use this like software which is Ableton Live, and I've now downloaded it. And then I've also spoken to a guy called Will Sink, and if you haven't heard of him, he is on TikTok, he is on Spotify, he has music out. I'm pretty sure he's selling out places, which is kind of cool. He also helped me with Ableton Live, so thank you if you're watching this. You probably aren't, but thank you. He helped me out and it was great. And I've learned a lot about Ableton. I've also learned that I need to get some more type of apps to also go alongside it to also help. So I've been working on that. I also have a new laptop coming. I say coming, I've technically already, it's like in the household. So my mum doesn't know how to use Macs. She's not very technical at all. So she got a MacBook predominantly to store photos, but she does not understand how to use it. So she's like, I'm gonna get a new laptop. So she's ordered a new laptop, and then once that new laptop comes, she's gonna give me her old laptop, which actually really isn't that old. Like, it's the newest laptop. And I'm also gonna probably end up giving my mum my old phone, which I still haven't done. I haven't wiped it, and so I've been a little bit bad. Like, I've still got it. It's like, yeah, I've still got it. I don't know. I need to wipe it. I need to get everything off of it that needs to be off of it, because I'm not sure if I've actually got everything that I need to have on my new phone. So that's fun. Kind of like exchange. She gets my phone and then I get her laptop, and she also has a new laptop coming. You get what I mean? Yeah, that's kind of like the plan. And the reason that it's so useful is because Ableton Live takes up all of my storage space on my laptop. All of it. I've got nothing left. Nothing. Absolutely zilch. Zero. Nada. So I've had to like delete some things in order to install it. Once it was installed, I realized if I want to continue doing YouTube and continue doing my podcast and continue doing music and still being able to play Sims and Minecraft, I am actually going to have to lock in and probably get a new laptop. Thank you, Mum, is all I'm going to say, because it just means that now I'll have two laptops, because I'm going to keep the one that I've got right now. And the reason I'm going to keep this one is because it's got all my uni work on it, which means that I can have like, this one's also smaller, so I can transport it into uni. So that's good. And then my other laptop will be for music, YouTube, basically whatever, because I think that's how that's gonna go. Yeah, with all of these like little projects, I've just been thinking a lot about who I used to be. I have a really, really bad habit of like wanting to do a task and then I just don't do a task. And I have been getting better. Then again, I did say that I was going to film this on Thursday, and I am filming it on Sunday at 5:49, and this is supposed to have come out already at 5 p.m. So, but I did go out last night. And I did not get a good night's sleep. Yeah, we all went to the club for Valentine's Day because hashtag singletons. So, except for one of us who ended up, bringing the boyfriend, but he brought all of his friends as well. So we ended up just like having a big, massive group of people, and it was really, really fun, and they're all really, really nice. And so I didn't get much sleep because it was like 4 a.m. when I finally put my head to my pillow, and then I woke up at like midday, and then I was seeing my friend at 3. Ended up being 2:30 because we realised that the coffee place that we wanted to go to shuts at 3, so we ended up being like, okay, we'll leave half an hour earlier and we'll split ways at 3. So we did that. But with all of that, I was like, I literally do not have time to film the podcast episode. So I am filming this, and I'm probably going to make it to be like half an hour long, and then it's probably going to be a 20-minute video once I edit down the bits that are like slightly dodgy, just so that I can get something up, because I didn't get anything up last time and I feel really bad. But yeah, I was thinking a lot about my past selves in recent times, and I was just thinking about when was like my highlight. When did I feel like I was in my prime? It was when I just turned 18, went on holidays with my friends, spent time out, enjoying life, traveling, had so many hobbies. And I think that's when it felt like I was in my prime. And I was also going to church. Did I miss church today? Yes. Mum and Dad, if you're watching this, I know I said that I was going to go to church today. My bad. I do go to church society, so it's okay. It's okay. I go to the Christian society. Basically, I'll go tomorrow in the evening, and they do walk you through the Bible anyway. So like, there's a verse that they walk you through. Well, they did last time, and you still sing all the songs and stuff. But obviously, it doesn't replace church. I do need to go to church. That's an aim. I am gonna be going back home this weekend, so I'm probably gonna go back to my old church because it's like the same community that I've had in the past. I feel like at least I'll be seeing familiar faces and I can just enjoy some time at church. But that was my prime. I miss that. So I want to let go of the version that I like was, I don't know, a few months ago quite depressed, or a few weeks ago quite depressed. There has been a lot going on, and my mental health has been in a not great place. And I really want my therapist back. That's like a whole other side note. I think she can't come back to therapy and do any therapy jobs until summer is when she's aiming to get back. And I haven't seen her since September last year, and since not seeing her, my mental health has gone down because I've not had anybody to like unload it on. Not like, I wouldn't want to say unload, but like just speak about my issues openly and feel safe to speak about them openly instead of worrying about judgment or how it's going to be perceived and taken by somebody, because stuff gets, miscommunicated. I really miss my therapist. And so I want to let go of the person that is kind of semi miserable and semi not okay. And I want to work on it. The way to do that is either get a therapist as well, but also start doing hobbies and start doing things that I actually enjoy. And I've been getting better at doing that. I mean, I've gone out on walks, gone shopping, seen friends, gone to cafes, started being more productive recently, and I feel better for it. Like, the more productive that I am, the better I feel. So that seems to be a theme. I miss who I was. And I'm not sure how I lost her, but I know I'm going to find her again, because when I was 18 and in my prime, that is the most me I've ever felt. And I need to get that back again, and I will get that back again. And I might be slightly different this time, but it's okay. Also, while completely like letting go of your old self and, well, trying to become the new best version of you, there's always a constant comparison. And I've noticed it, like, I'm comparing myself to my old self. It's a bit sad, to be honest. But I also do this with other people as well. Like, imagine you're lying in your bed and you're having the most boring day of your entire life. Like, you literally have nothing on, so you've just got TV and you're doing whatever you want to do on your laptop or whatever you want to do in your room, and you're just having a really, really boring day. Up pops this, I don't know, content creator like myself, or a friend, or just literally anyone, and they're in Asia, or they're exploring the world and they're going around all these different countries and they're having like the time of their life, or they're doing something fun, and then you think of yourself and you go, oh, I'm clearly not doing enough in my life. But the thing is, though, is you're doing enough. It's like you're comparing your behind the scenes moments where you're literally in bed and not doing something fun to somebody's highlight reel on Instagram, or Instagram posts, or like feed. You're going through it and you're like, oh my god, this is their every freaking day. This is their everyday life, and my one consists of being in my bed scrolling, looking at the feed. This is why I also think social media can be such a bad thing, because I genuinely think that social media which really ironic because I do social media, like I am on YouTube, I'm I'm doing this podcast, I'm doing things on social media, but I know for a fact that social media can be so bad for your mental health, and it's been bad for mine because you're constantly comparing yourself to these people that are living completely different lives to you, and you think that their life is like 1,000 times better, but like in reality you have absolutely no idea. I mean, their nan could have literally died like 2 weeks ago, and they're grieving, but they're just posting like old pictures to seem happy, to seem like they're okay. There's so many possibilities of like what people could be going through, like so many possibilities, and then you're still going to compare yourself to like their posts. For all you know, they could have taken that 6 months ago and then decided, I'm having a really, really bad week this week, I'm just going to pretend that I'm in Thailand. I'm just going to pretend that I'm in Spain. I mean, I don't do that, and I don't think I ever will do that, and I'm not sure I know anybody who does that, but you get what I mean? Like, people go on holiday, they live their best life, but they might not actually be living their best life. They're not living a better life than you. And if they are, and you're unhappy about it, change your routine, do more fun things. I swear I spoke about doing things for you and choosing yourself and making the most of like who you want to be and like who you want to become. Like, you have to do that for yourself. So if you are comparing yourself to these people on Instagram that have just, I don't know, gone to a coffee shop by the beach, go to a coffee shop by the beach. It's really not that hard. Although I think I'm more depressed in wintertime. Fact. I get seasonal affective disorder, also known as just SAD. And my dad has it as well. So my dad had like this massive light that is like supposed to be UV, and it's supposed to make you feel better and give you like vitamin D, I think. Unless it's like a false sense of vitamin D, I guess. But he had this lamp either way, and then you're supposed to like sit in front of it for like half an hour every morning, and it's supposed to make you feel better. And when I had my first experience of seasonal affective disorder, I I remember my dad pulled out this lamp and said, "Get up half an hour earlier before going to school and you'll be fine." Me already waking up at 7, I do not want to be waking up at 6:30, thank you very much. I'm not a morning person at all. No, never. So, I mean, I did sit in front of it for like 2 minutes, and then I was like, well, it's just taking up all of my desk space. I can't do anything. And also, I get really bored. I'm such a fidgety person as well. Like, with the weather, there's not much that you can actually do if you're feeling miserable, because the weather is probably making you feel more miserable. Because that happens to me. There's constant comparisons. You're always comparing yourself. I mean, I'm pretty sure every single person that has watched The Housemaid, I know I mentioned it a lot in my podcast, I know, but everybody was comparing themselves to Sydney Sweeney in that hotel scene. I'm sure we all know what hotel scene we are talking about. Everybody was comparing them to her. So in reality, there's comparisons everywhere you look. I saw this TikTok today, and this is why I'm going to use this as a reference. But you've had a really bad Valentine's Day, and you're like the one throwing roses on the floor, and you've had like such a shit Valentine's Day. And then you're walking along the street, and then you see that one couple, and they're like walking down hand in hand, kissing, you know. And then you're like, you're comparing yourself, you're comparing your situation to their situation. And that's not really fair, because you're different people, you're on different paths, and everybody's on a different path, and you just need to be okay with that. But if you don't like your path, change your path, because you can. So if you don't like your job, quit it and go get another job. Maybe don't quit it without searching for the other job first and actually securing a new job. Just because I don't want to influence anybody to do the wrong decision, if you get what I mean. I feel like I need to let go of the person that no longer exists, but also that's like relief as well. And I feel like I need to stop comparing myself, because I'm comparing myself to who I used to be. I'm comparing myself to the people on social media constantly, and I'm fed up of it. I'm actually fed up of it. I have actually reached my limit of caring. I no longer care. Why would I compare myself if I'm a perfectly I think I'm perfectly decent in terms of like looks, personality. I feel like I'm a good middle ground. I'm not going to be too cocky, but I do think I'm a good middle ground. So why would I compare my uniqueness to somebody else's uniqueness? Why? Why? Have you seen those videos on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube? Are they on YouTube? I don't know. They're on TikTok and Instagram, I know that for sure. Where there's people at the gym and it's like, oh, this one person is like really, really skinny, is like, hasn't hit the gym a day in their life, and they're looking at the person that's like next level up from them, in terms of like body mass is what I'm. Is it body muscle mass is what I'm trying to say, in terms of like their next level up in muscle mass, and so you're like looking around the gym and then you're like, oh my god, that person, I wish I had their body. Maybe even the fact that maybe even like that person is trying to lose weight, and it's like you're looking at this person that has like the perfect body that you think is perfect, and in reality they're looking at you and thinking that you have the perfect body. Like, why is everything so why are we constantly comparing ourselves? Because this is the thing. If somebody doesn't find you attractive, there's going to be somebody else that finds you attractive. Every single person on planet Earth has different preferences when it comes to anything. Like, if everybody freaking liked onion, I feel like the world would be worse than it is, because everybody wants to be fighting over onions. Like, there is not enough supply in this world to get around with, like, if everybody liked the same thing, we'd be running out of it. There is not enough materials in this world to sustain people always liking the same thing and consuming the same things. So if we can have different preferences in food, everybody can have different preferences in people. So one person might come up to you and be like, sorry, I don't actually think that you're that attractive, so I'm gonna step back from this conversation. I'm like not interested, or like, they probably wouldn't say that you're not attractive, but you would feel like that because they've just rejected you. So they might be like, oh yeah, no, I'm not interested. I'm sorry. Like, yeah. And then they might go and laugh with their friends, and then you think that, oh, I'm not attractive. And then you'll compare yourself, because the next girl that goes up will be like, hey, I find you like really fair. And then that guy will be like, oh yeah, no, like, I'm really interested actually. And then you're like, that's the same guy that like I went up to and he wasn't interested in me. Like, what does she have that I don't have? In reality, it's just his preference. It's just preferences. Oh, I completely forgot to mention, guys. I have a new desk and a new chair. So I obviously have chronic fatigue syndrome, and that's a disability. So I had an ergonomic needs assessment with my ergonomic needs assessor, and basically they said, yeah, you need a raisable desk so it goes up and down, and you need a chair that's more comfy. And I'm not gonna lie, this is the best seat I've ever had in my entire life, and I will never get rid of this chair until it actually needs to be upgraded. But let me just, yeah, I yeah I mean, I would rather not be disabled, but if I'm disabled, I don't mind getting free shit out of it, not gonna lie. I do find it quite fun, the idea of like standing up at my desk and just doing my work, instead of just having to sit down in one like uncomfortable position for a really long time, because I'm very fidgety, and with chronic fatigue syndrome you get like chronic pain. So as well, like, you can just, I last night woke up back pain, mega back pain. Didn't mention it to anybody, mega back pain. Yeah. So I get these pains, and then it's just like, well, I need to move. And so I get quite fidgety, and then I start moving positions. And you're supposed to sit. No, I've been told to sit with everything at right angles. Shoulders back, right angle, with the arms to the keyboard. right angle with your feet and knees. Everything has to be at right angles. I'm not sure how I feel about that because I cannot sit still for the life of me. I'm quite a fidgety person. I just can't do it. I can't do it. Cannot do it. So that was a complete sidetrack. I'm really, really sorry, guys. But that's a whole other thing that I've like been grieving is the person that I was before I had chronic fatigue. Like, letting go of the version of me that no longer exists is letting go of the version of me that actually had energy. I am filming this on not enough sleep, and I want a nap, but I can't because I've got contacts in, and I didn't really want to take out my contacts and then film this podcast with my glasses on. So I would have had to put in new contacts, and I was like, that's not worth it. So I was like, I'm gonna film this podcast feeling really, really tired, take my contact lenses out, and then get in bed after this is done, edit, and then get it uploaded. I feel like I've talked enough about comparing oneself to other people and comparing yourself now to who you used to be, because everything is constantly changing. Life is constantly developing, and everything is shifting slowly but surely. We're all becoming different people, minute by minute, second by second, hour by hour. Life is never going to be linear, if you get what I mean. Like, healing isn't linear, life isn't going to be linear. You're going to have your ups and your downs. And yeah, sometimes you're going to lose your way and then you're going to have to find it again. And that is exactly what I'm going through. But it's okay. I'll get there eventually. And honestly, I think it's time that we all stop comparing ourselves. And I think that we also learn to love the people that we are and who we are becoming. I think that's going to be my final note, to be honest. I really don't have much to say on the topic. I do hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Stick around for the next one, and I'll see you in the next one, which should be on Sunday. It will be on Sunday because this week I'm actually going to record it on time and get it edited on time. I'll see you all in the next one. I love you guys all so, 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 so much. And see you.